Frankie Panky's Journey. Hello. So today we are having a quarantine barbecue. What better when you don't have anything else to do than to barbecue outside? So this is like just us and our family because obviously we're in quarantine, can't do anything else, right? So I have got barbecue chicken, and I love legs. That's my favorite thing to eat was dark meat, but I love chicken legs. So I've got chicken legs on the menu. Oh yeah. Corn on the cob, as you guys always talk about my corn on the cob. You guys love it. And then I have Bob Evans mac and cheese. I absolutely love Bob Evans mac and cheese. It's so good, you guys. So anyway, I was out barbecuing, and of course when you're barbecuing you always need a little sweat cap or something because you're always sweating over that barbecue, right? So needless to say, I kept it on, and I've got a ball cap on today. So I'm going to dig in because I'm super hungry. Mix my seasoning up, my Bob Evans. Oh yeah, look at that, you guys. Just so good. If you haven't eaten at Bob Evans, it's a restaurant actually back in the Midwest. It's so good. And I would have known about it because I don't have it here in California. But if it wasn't for trucking, I would have known about it. But it's literally so good and creamy. Oh yeah. So some of you guys asked where I get my tea at or how I make it. So my tea actually just comes from Walmart. I just buy the big gallons at Walmart, and it's just a great value brand, and I absolutely love it. So just buy gallons of that, and that's it. So good and refreshing. And I drink unsweetened tea. I don't like sweet tea. It's too strong for me. So the only sweet tea that I'll actually drink is my aunt's, which is Mama Sauce, because she doesn't make it overly bearing to drink her sweet tea. So she's the only one that I'll drink sweet tea. But look at this, you guys. Oh my God. Barbecue chicken galore. And it's definitely going to be messy, obviously, a barbecue chicken. So good. And you have to lick your fingers when you like eat chicken. Absolutely have to. I mean, it's just so good. I know it's gross and unsanitary, but when you're eating chicken, you gotta have some chicken. So when I was younger, Big Daddy, which is my uncle, was the funnest uncle ever when we were kids. As an adult, of course, he's still funny and he's fun to be around with. But as a kid, you know, he spoiled us rotten. All his nieces and nephews, like, literally spoiled us because he didn't have any kids, and so he didn't have family. So, like, we got spoiled like rotten, which he actually loved. So he was the funnest uncle to take to carnivals. He absolutely loves to go to carnivals. He would take us on all kinds of cool carnival rides, and we'd laugh, get cotton candy, eat those big old drumsticks. He was the funnest person to go to the carnival with. He was like a big kid, and we absolutely loved it because we were kids. There wasn't a ride that he wouldn't go on. It didn't matter if it was like the kiddie ride or the big grown-up adult ride. He was like right there getting tickets for us. He was like so much fun when we were kids. Carnivals, petting zoos. We would spend hours at the carnival. It wouldn't matter, like, if there was one in another city, he would, like, drive there and take us to it. Gosh, this chicken, it was, like, so good. So, Big Daddy was, like, the cool uncle, the cool cat. And everybody knew that he was, like, he had this, like, receding hairline. And at some point in time, he was going to lose his hair. I believe Sauce Queen talked about it and how we call his weave, his cap that he always wears, because he's bald. So finally, he just got tired of, like, us teasing him about it. And he gave up about spray painting his hair and wearing his toupee. I remember one time we were kids and he had just gotten his toupee, like, done. And this is before we even knew that he was wearing a toupee. And he lifted up his hat, and all of a sudden the toupee came on with the hat. It was so funny. Us kids laughed so hard. Uncle Steve, what's going on with your hair? It's attached to your hat. And we laughed so hard. It was hilarious. Oh my God, I'll never forget it as a kid. It was the funniest thing. Like, he just makes you laugh. I mean, it doesn't even matter. It's just so funny. But when Big Daddy's mad, Big Daddy's mad. You don't mess with Big Daddy when he's mad. Big Daddy will take you down. Yeah, definitely. When Big Daddy says it ain't playtime, he mean it ain't playtime. Yeah. Look at that, you guys. It's gone. Yeah. Just so good. I absolutely love corn, guys. So delicious cornhagen. Especially sweet corn. Sweet yellow corn. So, one time I was trucking up in Wyoming. And sometimes, you know, you can get yourself in some pretty tight situations. So off Highway 80, there's not a lot of stops really to stop. I just kind of like... Skin, you know, gets in between your teeth, can't get it out. So one time it was snowing, and I'd be okay, you know, getting up the mountain. There's a lot of truckers that were still going on. And it was coming down lightly, but I mean, there was snow still on the ground. The snow plowers hadn't like come through. But usually, like, truckers will make the way for other truckers to get through and stuff. So I'm heading down the highway. And all of a sudden, there's like 6 big rigs up ahead of me, and they're like stuck in the snow. So I'm thinking, like, what's going on? Like, the highway in front of me seemed to be clear. Like, there didn't seem to be anything wrong. So I get out, because everybody's like stopped. I get out and I check it out. Actually, all these guys all of a sudden put on their snow chains on the big rig. If you haven't put snow chains on a big rig, which most truckers really haven't, because they don't really teach you that. Because usually when you go through trucking, it's not the season. And 2, they just tell you to pull over on the side of the road and wait it out. Well, there wasn't much options to wait out, because the side of the road, you know, there wasn't very many spots to stop. So these guys were like stopped, putting on their chains. Oh. And all of a sudden, a couple guys came up to me and said, "Hey, ma'am, you best put on those chains, because you can't get through without these chains." And I said, okay, sure. So, in a certain time of the season, you have to carry chains legally by law. So I, like, pull out my chains and, you know, lay them out as if I knew what I was doing. I had no clue what I was doing. So luckily, a couple of the guys came over and said, "Hey, the snow's starting to pick up really heavy. Do you mind if we help you?" Excuse me. And I said, "Yes." I said, "I don't really know what I'm doing. I've never had to put on chains before." I said, "I could really use some help." So luckily, they put on the chains. I got through the snow, got to a truck stop, and of course, everybody was there because it's like, you know, snowed in. So I was stuck there for like 3 days in Wyoming with nothing to eat other than freaking Arby's. Talk about unprepared without canned goods in your truck. So always prepare yourself when you're on the road, because you never know when you're going to get stuck. But that was my first incident when I was like first starting out. Now that I'm like a pro person now doing it, I know to stock up. Because you just never know when you're going to get stuck on the road. It could just, anytime. You guys, I'm going to town on these legs. I just absolutely love them. They're so good. And I'm hungry. So hungry. So one of my greatest memories as a child was hanging out with my mom and dad. We would have some of the most funnest times growing up, because we always owned a boat. So whether it was a sailboat or a powerboat, we were always on the ocean. Always. during the summertime. So during the summer, my dad worked like in San Diego. So we would have our boat like docked down in San Diego. Or we would have our boat docked down in like Huntington Beach. Somewhere, Newport Beach. Always a different beach. And then when my dad come home, which he always came home to the boat during the summertime, from work, we would take the boat over to Catalina Island, which you can get there from like Long Beach or Dana Point. I think there might be another harbor you can take it out of, but anyway, we wouldn't actually take Catalina Express. We'd actually just take our own physical boat, because you can take your own physical boat over there to the Catalina Island. And it's the most funnest island ever. It's literally an island. And you can take a little golf cart across the island and do a whole island tour, or you can take a bicycle, anything, because it's an island. Like, they don't really do a lot of cars over there just because it would be too congested. Plus, there's a huge waiting list to do it. So cars are very feasible, but there's so much activity to do over there. There's zip lining, snorkeling, all these fun things to do. Well, one time we got over there and the water was so rough, like super rough. We took our sailboat over there. Growing up, and my sister and my mom got deathly seasick. They get really seasick easily. When, look at that, you guys. When, with rough waters. So it's so rough. I was like maybe like 12, and we were leaving the harbor of Dana Point, and we're going over there in rough waters, and like my dad was like, "Okay, you're up. You gotta help me out. Your mom and sister are sick." So my dad put me up in the front, steering the boat, and she was up there working the sails, and we got to the buoy where we dock our boat in Catalina, and the water was so rough over there still that when we got off so we can go to the island, go to a hotel, so my mom and sister would not get so motion sick when they were sleeping at night. Normally we sleep on the boat. That night it was so rough that once we got anchored down and got the buoy in the water, my dad fell in the water because the boat was so rough that it was like going like this all over the place. And they bring out these little boats, they call them harbor taxis, that come get you off your boat, and of course they charge you. But when they came out, my dad got off our boat to this little harbor taxi, and he fell in the water because the water was so rough he missed his footing, and he literally went in. It was so dangerous that my mom and sister were like freaking out, but I was like, yeah, like we just did this, you know. I know, I just picked my teeth. I was so excited. I felt like a big old girl and a big old pro in that boat. It was like the best thing. But if you haven't been to Catalina Island, you definitely need to go to Catalina, because there's a lot of fun activities to do there. And it's a little pricey, but it's a lot of fun, so you should save your money and go. It's definitely something to see if you've never been. There's a lot of cool little bars on the main street, and a lot of them have live bands, so that's a lot of fun too when you get, you know, as older. So guys, I'm knocking it out of the park with this chicken. So good. So one of the cool things about, you know, summer vacations, summer things with your family is road trips, fun memories, fun cool things you can always see, you know, with your family. And if you go on road trips, there's always like other things that you're going to remember, you know, as a kid. You know, bicycle riding, playing baseball outside with friends. Slow down, guys, but this time I probably seriously tore it up. Oh yeah. I gotta polish off this darn corn though. You can't leave this corn on the side. Look at this, you guys. Oh yeah. I was literally eating it so fast that it was dripping off my chin. I should probably seriously have like a corn contest. It's so good. Okay guys, well, I'm hoping that you enjoyed this video. I'm stuffed, couldn't even eat all my mac and cheese, but tore up that corn, that barbecue chicken that was so delicious. And I'm ready to go lay on the couch. I'm gonna be a party quarantine pooper here. So we will see you in the next video, and thank you so much, you guys, for all the subscribers, all of you watching that you've done. It's really helped me out as far as getting up to subscribers. And I just want to let you guys know how much I really appreciate you guys. So stay tuned, keep watching. There'll be more stuff to come, and we'll talk to you soon.